Hello guys and welcome to the moon. My name is Carl and I'm going to bring you this BitBoy crypto interview. How are you doing today, BitBoy?
Well, things are looking a little more bullish these days, so I'm feeling pretty good.
That's perfect. Perfect. And so today we're going to discuss a very important topic because, crypto made me a millionaire and crypto made you a millionaire. So what can we share with our audience here? I know that everyone is dying to know your crypto strategy. I have been sharing some of my crypto strategies on my channel already, but I want to pick your brain because you are very into altcoins. And I know that many people are very, very interested to know how you think about investing in altcoins. Let's say you were to put in $10,000 into crypto right now today. How would you do that?
Yeah, I think you really got to look at it. There's basically two strategies to making money in crypto. Well, I could add a third strategy as well, but just in terms of kind of investing and putting your money in, do what we do on Bybit. You can leverage trade, but it's not for beginners. And then you'll definitely go through some stages probably where you struggle. That's the quickest way to do it, but it's also the riskiest way. When you look at actually how to invest in a portfolio and create a portfolio that works for you, it's all about patience, really, because I think we all look back. I'll give you guys a great, for instance, which is Chili's. Chili's is an NFT project that has absolutely crushed it. It got all the way to the top 30. I think it broke into the top 30, actually. Came in at like 25 or something at one point. And that was a project where over last summer, so if we were to go back almost a year ago at this point, I had a really nice position in Chili's, and it just stayed too sideways for a long time. So you know what I did? I sold it. Well, that was a bad mistake. If you go and look at the chart right now, and I think that's, I'm certainly wasn't a new investor at that point, but I'm still guilty, as I'm sure you are, of making mistakes in your portfolio. And I think when you look back at a lot of these projects that have the biggest bang, the most return, it's hard to hold them. Like, crypto's not easy. You got to be patient. And so I certainly moved that money around, and I did well with the money. But I think there's a very important lesson there, which is when you find a project that you believe in, that's got a lot of momentum behind it, even if the price is not performing, it's still good to go ahead and keep money in that project to get the rewards down the road. And sometimes you're going to pick some losers, but I think a lot of times if you find something that really stands out to you as a good crypto project that has a good team and has a good standing, then I think, you're going to be better off, holding that. It's
One
in terms.
thing, you said that you sold all of your Chili's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So something that I've learned is that I try to never sell. So if I want to sell, if I want to exit an altcoin, I try to not sell everything because there's some weird law of the universe that when you sell everything, it's going to pump. So yeah. I always try to keep a little bit of exposure, even if I want to exit a position, because I think we all know this feeling of whenever you sell, it pumps, whenever you buy, it dumps. And I think in the altcoins, it seems to be even more true than anything else. So yeah, that's what just my quick little side note there.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't mind being the sacrificial lamb for the Chili's holders. I'm glad that I sold and made all of you guys a lot of money. But in all seriousness, though, I think when you break down a portfolio, the patience is so important, because on my channel, I've been doing a 1K to 10K challenge just with swing trading. And it's been very difficult because obviously since the end of January, we haven't really had like a huge altcoin run up. Some altcoins have done well, NFTs have done well. But, it's been a little hard for my audience to understand that you just have to be patient. When you pick a project, like right now we're invested in Phantom, and we're waiting for Phantom to have its next run, and we're going to wait for it. Like, I'm not going to sell out before that happens. But if you've got $10,000, I recently did a video on my channel, if you guys want to go check it out, where I broke down what a $50,000 portfolio should look like. And I think something that's really important to understand is you want exposure across a lot of different coins, but a lot of different niches as well. I think you definitely want exposure to the NFT market. You definitely want exposure to the DeFi market. You definitely want exposure to the smart contract, platform market. And then also you want some super speculative ones. You want maybe 5 to 10% of your portfolio that's in some projects that are down below the top 100, whether it's the top 200, 300, 400. I'd be careful going lower than that. But those are some good places to look. And then, of course, you want to have top blue chip projects in there. You want to have Chainlink or VeChain, some of these projects that, have done well traditionally and have big partnerships, have been around for a while. So you definitely want to load your portfolio more heavy with established projects rather than all super speculative. But one of the biggest mistakes, other than being impatient, that I see people make is that they over diversify their portfolio. If you have a $5 million portfolio, then hey, it's great if you have, 50 coins in there. But if you have a $50,000 portfolio or you have a $10,000 portfolio, you definitely don't want to have 100 coins in there because you're really taking away the power, as Ivan says, the power of the pump. Like if you've got a project that, you have 1% of your portfolio allocated to, and it goes up, 100x, how much are you really going to make? And in crypto, we understand that things are cyclical. So for the most part, all of the coins you have in your portfolio during a bull run at some point are going to have a massive run up. And keeping those in your portfolio and waiting for that to happen. And when they have massive run ups, then taking profits, and you can diversify at this point. But like I always say, if you've got $1,000 portfolio, for instance, you don't want $10 in 100 coins. Like that's not going to get you the best bang for your buck. You're going to want to make sure, maybe 10 coins might be good for a $1,000 portfolio. I'd say for a $1,000 portfolio, you really want 5 to 6. That would be it. And of course, you do want exposure to Bitcoin. And I know you're really big on Bitcoin, obviously, Carl, and you really like it. I like Bitcoin too, but I think something really interesting is we've taken totally different approaches because you went all Bitcoin first, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so I did the opposite. I'm just now stacking up a lot of Bitcoin. Like I use the altcoins to get enough money in my portfolio to where now for me, I look at Bitcoin as a hedge against the rest of my portfolio. So now I stack Bitcoin on the back end where I got all of my altcoin holdings on the front end. And that helped me to get more Bitcoin because while Bitcoin is the safest cryptocurrency, it's got the least amount of volatility compared to, all the other altcoins, especially, the more established ones. But they consistently outperform Bitcoin during these runs and during these altcoin cycles. So it's a good way to add more Bitcoin is through having a proper altcoin portfolio.
Yeah. How was actually your portfolio during the bear market? Because during the bear market, altcoins were dying basically.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, how was your portfolio then, and how would you reallocate your portfolio in the next bear market?
Man, that's a great question. I got murdered in the bear market, like absolutely killed. And I learned a lot of lessons, which is on the way up, you want to ride the altcoins. On the way down, you definitely want to have stable coins for sure as we go down the bear market. But Bitcoin's obviously a much safer choice. And that's one reason why, I've said, like, I like Cardano. I'm a big fan of Cardano. I hold a lot of Cardano. It's actually my number one most profitable coin in my portfolio since I added it. But I think Ethereum is safer in a bear market because there's more institutional money that's coming into it, kind of like we see with Bitcoin. So while Cardano is probably going to outperform Ethereum on this run, on the way down, I think Ethereum will outperform Cardano. So you do want to think about that downwards volatility. It's going to be very hard to judge exactly when the top of the market is, but we've got some clues to tell us, generally when we think it should be towards the end of this year. But yeah, so in terms of what I did last time, I just held everything and I got wrecked. I didn't realize we were in a bear market until we were in it for a long time. That will not happen to me again. I'll be much quicker to move out on the front end and take profits rather than ride it all the way back down. So really what you should be doing is as you have altcoins that are pumping, you should be taking profits. You should be taking profits and moving that into Bitcoin. Some of them, once we get a little closer to the end of the year, moving over to stable coins and preparing for that fall, because allocating your portfolio mostly over to stable coins and Bitcoin, and I would say Ethereum as well, in the, after the top of this market, being able to have your portfolio hedged with that, and then watching prices drop and then getting in on coins that are down 97 or 98% in the bear market, that's how you will, that's how we all became millionaires, because we've been here since the bear market. We didn't make all this money in the bull run. We really did it, accumulating during the bear market.
That's a fantastic point. And this is something I usually tell people that honestly, I'm really longing for the next bear market. I love the bear market because during the bear market, everything is very calm and relaxed, and you can buy without having any FOMO. You can just buy and buy and buy and accumulate. And that's when you make the big money. That's when the money is made, because now in the huge bull run, we who accumulated are the people who are actually benefiting. So that's why I was telling my audience, like literally every single day during the bear market, just buy Bitcoin, accumulate.
Yeah.
Eventually I started to talk more about altcoins as well towards the end of the bear market. But I think that right now altcoins are definitely doing very well, very well. And I think we both agree that we should have exposure to altcoins.
Absolutely.
And you also said this very important thing, that in the bull market, altcoins outperform Bitcoin, but in the bear market, they also outperform Bitcoin, but to the downside.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that's where we have to be very quick to take profits, I think, especially in altcoins. But it's so tricky. It's so hard to know when is the bear market going to start, because I remember in the 2017 cycle, even after the big first initial dump, people were still expecting Bitcoin to go to 30,000, 40,000.
Yep.
It takes time before people realize, wow, we got screwed. Now it's over. So it really takes time for people to adjust. So what would you be looking for? Like, what will be your trigger to say, look, I'm going to just take some profits off my altcoins. Now I'm going to exit. What's your trigger?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a very specific strategy, which is I believe I know when it's going to end. You know, I mean, we have the golden bull ratio, which says 51% of the bull run throughout history has been from the bottom of the market to the halving, and then 49% has been from the halving to the top of the market. And so we can use those numbers, and we can look and know that the Bitcoin bull market should end in the end of September. And of course, if we follow what happened in 2017 to 2018, we should see altcoins move for about another month. So anytime between August and October, I'm taking profits. And that's just how it's going to be. I'm not going to remove 100% of my exposure. I will remove 100% of my exposure to a lot of altcoins. Obviously not Ethereum, not Cardano, not Polkadot. I'm going to definitely be keeping some of that. I've got numbers of, like, I have a certain amount of those coins I'm going to keep no matter what. Of course, Bitcoin, I'll be doing the same thing. I've got a certain amount of Bitcoin that I'm going to hold no matter what. I'm not going to let go of. But for everything else, I mean, it's going to be a selling frenzy. I won't be afraid to get out of, virtually anything at that point. However, by still maintaining some exposure to Bitcoin, Cardano, and Ethereum and Polkadot, what I'm going to be doing is hedging myself in case somehow we break the cycles and we go through a super cycle. I'll still have exposure, but I'm going to be pulling out, at least 75 to 80% at that point. And, I think that's something that a lot of people struggle with, is understanding the difference between being here for the movement and believing in crypto and then doing the best thing for yourself financially. You can do both, because we understand that these go in cycles. So when we sell 75% of our portfolios at the top of the market, that doesn't mean we don't believe in crypto. That just means that we know how this goes. We know how this works, and that we want to make sure we're positioning ourselves better than we did the last time. But we all believe, that this is the new financial system. But there will be more opportunities to make money and help people in the future as well. Just like you just did. I saw your video where you donated $100,000. I thought that was awesome. We're doing some similar stuff here, creating a foundation and things. So I thought that was really cool. And by taking those profits, you get the leeway to be able to help other people with it. And I think that's a really important point as well. I mean, everybody who's watching these videos is probably going to be rich. If you're watching crypto videos right now, you've got a great chance to change your life financially, whether it's in this cycle or whether it's in the bear market in the next cycle. And I just always encourage everybody to do what you can to help other people.
Yeah, that's a great point. Great point. Yeah, I think most people watching our channels are already rich, because many of them have been following us since the bear market, right? So they've been accumulating. But there's a lot of new people jumping in as well. But yeah, giving back is very important. I think we're both doing this, and I think we should urge everyone to do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and thank you so much for being on the channel. This was a fantastic episode. I think everyone probably enjoys it a lot. Leave a thumbs up down below, guys, if you enjoyed this video and if you want to see Bitboy Crypto back on the channel ASAP. And do you have any final words?
Just everybody, I think April's going to be a fun month. So buckle in and, make sure to review. Think about the last several months. The first couple weeks have been great, followed by some downside action at the end of the month. So I'm expecting April probably to be pretty similar. So good luck, everybody, on getting them gains.
All right. Thank you so much. See you in the next episode. Bye.